everyone. It is Tuesday, March the 9th, 2021, and it is time for Team Tuesday. I'm your hostess, Lenicia Mayberry. The mission statement is to bring strength, independence, and empowerment to individuals and their families by building confidence and financial freedom through affordable fashion. While $5 jewelry may not change the world, we believe those who wear it will. Our team scripture is Proverbs 10:4. The hands of the diligent shall prosper. Our team mantra is saving souls from poverty and building generational wealth, $5 at a time. And our team motto is habits reflect the mission. Good evening, team hustling honeys and homies. So happy to see you all piling on in here. If you have not done so already, please share the information to this Zoom to your team pages. Get your teams in here so that everyone can hear the interview. As many people can hear the interview live as possible. Glad to see you all here. Just wanted to give a few announcements really quickly. First of all, Saturday new releases. Was that not the bomb? Was that not the bomb? Y'all, first of all, for Paparazzi to even be doing that for us this month is a big deal. So if you missed out on it, there's a couple things you can do. One, you can go ahead and set an alarm right now for Friday at 10 till midnight Eastern, whatever time that is in your time zone. And you can also, you can join our new releases thread by texting hustle hard, all one word, to 84483. It's $7.30 a month. I'm sorry, that's wrong. $7.30 a year, not a message, not a month, not any of the things. A year, and it's so worth it for those times that you may forget that new releases are dropping. So consider that if you missed out. The Double Your PV Challenge is in full effect, and I can tell some of you are working really hard to make that happen. Some of you have already made that happen. That does not mean stop. Definitely keep going and beat your best, the ultimate best that you can beat. Speaking of beating your best, I know I put in the announcement that if you were not a consultant this time last year to go for 200. Well, when I thought about that, and I'm like, some of y'all may have already done over 200 PV. So I'm changing that. Wanted to say it here first. Changing that to go for 200 PV if you've never done that before, or double your best PV, whichever one is higher. Okay, I hope that makes sense. We as a team are on track to double our OV. We are well over a quarter of the way to doubling our OV. So I am super proud of everybody collectively putting their hands on deck and getting that done. Let's go for it. There's plenty of time left in a month to still do it. So continue to sell your jewelry and reinvest into your business so that you can continue to supply new inventory to your customers and gain more customers. That is the importance of keeping a fresh inventory. There's lots of new ranks on the horizon. Some of you all have already heard from me because I have been combing through those numbers, and to see those ranks peeking through already, and we're only in like at the beginning of the second week of the month, that is very exciting. So you guys, this is your month. Do not sit on this month. Don't wait for the middle of the month. Look, push all month long. Everything you've been wanting and waiting for is right there. Just don't get tired. If you get tired, just, rest a little bit, but keep going, keep pushing. Still time to qualify for the Elite Summit. For those of you who desire to be an elite this year and want to qualify for that trip, whether you want to go to the DR in person or have the virtual experience, March 31st is the deadline to reach executive producer. So keep that in mind this month as well. Last thing, I wanted to welcome all of our first timers and newbies. If this is your first time to Team Tuesday, please put first timer in the chat so we can see who you are and welcome you in. We're so glad to have you in. Also, if you have not done so already, please check your messages in the back office. You should have 2, if not 1. You should definitely have a welcome message from me. If you don't have the message about getting a commission check next month, it's coming tomorrow, okay? But you should definitely check your messages in the back office for instructions on how to get your business moving and start making some money. All right, because that's what we're all here for, is the money, right? No first timers? No first timers yet. Okay. All right, so now the moment we've all been waiting for. Tonight we are having a special person on our Team Tuesday for our 6-figure plus spotlight. Miss Tyronica Carter. Tyronica is the founder and leader of our upline team, Team Radiant Styles. March 1st made 6 years for her in the business, during which time she has advanced in rank 13 times. Okay, she currently holds the rank of Impressionista. Tyronica has also been awarded as a 6-figure bling boss 3 times, 7-figure bling boss in 2020, 2-time Diamond Life of the Party member, and Crown Club 50. She is wife of Benjamin, mother of Tybin and Braden, daughter of Tyrone and Lily, and cousin of me. Okay, so please unmute your mics and help me welcome my sponsor and cousin, Tyronica Carter.
Hello. Hey, I love it. Hey, Team Hustling Honeys and Homies. What's going on, you guys? I'm so excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you. If you guys could, I'm gonna mute all and then unmute you, Ty.
Can I add one thing, Lanice?
Yeah, of course, of course.
The 2016 The Tyronica ZP.
I forgot that she is a Rock the Runway signature series Z-piece member. Yes, y'all. These I should have. What am I thinking about? Yes, she has a necklace named after her as well. I'm gonna mute all real quick and then just a moment. All right, and now praise the Lord. The names in alphabetical order. All right, and here we go.
There we go.
All right. So let's get cracking. Thank you so much for coming tonight, cousin. I really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All
I'm
right.
so excited to be here. I always love, of course, sharing with your team, and this team is just an incredible team. So when you asked me, I was like, absolutely, because I see the growth. As everyone knows, I can see, the numbers of this team and the continuous growth, and anything to help you guys stay on the right path, continue to be encouraged, and want to make sure that you do everything it takes to work your business. I'm here for it.
All right. Well, you're looking fabulous as usual, Beyonce.
Let me turn my fan on. Get some of that fan action going on. Look.
I'm gonna turn mine on too. It's hot, then it's cold, then it's hot, then it's cold.
I know, girl. I keep my fan right here. Okay.
All right. First question. What do you feel like your top leadership qualities are?
Well, let me first just say, I did not start this business when I first started 6 years ago, wanting to be a leader. I know that's a lot of people's story. And I know a lot of people, when you trying to sign someone up, or when they do sign up, or some of you guys, when you first sign up, one of the first things you say is, I just want to sell. I'm not interested in a team. Listen, that is so natural to feel that way. A lot of people want to do that. That was definitely me. As you all know, I was a former elementary school teacher. So my comfortability level was in front of children all day long, not with adults. I didn't know how to handle adults, so I didn't want it. But quickly, I always say that it wasn't my doing. God had a plan already laid out. A lot of people say, I'm gonna wait for God to tell me what to do. And I always say, listen, he has given you the opportunity. So he's actually waiting on you. There's no more waiting on God. There's no waiting for the green light. When he gave you the green light when he introduced you to this business. And so I had to get out of my own way once my team started forming and actually say, you know what, you got to step up as a leader. I had to learn how to be a leader. I had to learn my team. I had to learn exactly how to share my knowledge with other people so that they can understand it. So I think that one of the things that I feel like makes me a strong leader is, number one, I am leading myself. I lead myself first. I make sure that any and everything that I have to say to my team, I am doing that myself. I am doing anything that it takes to show you that this is how you get to where you want to be. You have to be consistent. I am consistent. I love when March 1st rolls around on my Facebook page where the memories comes back, because every year March 1st is the day that I started 2015. Guess what? There is a Facebook post in my memories of posting about my business. March 2nd, there is a post. I don't have my kit. Matter of fact, I shared on Team Rating Styles page today that actually today is the day that I received my kit. So all of those days, I was consistent. So consistency matters. Even when you don't see the results that you want to see, even when you don't feel like anyone is listening or they think you're crazy, consistency matters. Okay. So definitely leading myself, being consistent, and also being independent. I had to make the decision very early on in the business that this is what I wanted, and I had to make it happen. To be honest, back in 2015, when I started, you guys, there was no Facebook Live, definitely no Zoom. There was nothing really. If I had a question, my sponsor, Lisa Hill, love her. She's sweet. If I asked her, and I called her a million times, she answered my questions. But the resources that we have available today, that you guys have at your hands today, we didn't have that. And so early on, I had to become independent and realize that, Ty, this is your business. If you want to be successful, the goals that you have for it, you have to make this happen. It's not my sponsor's responsibility. She can give me all the information, but if I don't actually put my foot to the pavement, then that means nothing. It's like the example that Jeff gave at EMP, that, they have the puzzle there. The instructions are there to tell you how to do the puzzle. The pieces are there that you need. But if you don't actually sit over there and put your hand on the puzzle and make things happen, it's not going to happen. And so, leadership, I had to learn it. I honestly did, in the way that it needed to be done for this business. So just being willing, coachable, hungry, all the things is what I feel like makes me a strong leader, practicing what I preach, and then, of course, relaying it to my team and just learning how to be a leader.
Well, with everything that you've accomplished in the business, I mean, it's obvious that you do lead yourself and lead from the front. So yes, that was a very sincere answer. I can say from experience that, I don't have to come to you and ask you questions because I already know what you're going to say. Your consistency is there. I already know what your answer is going to be. So when I get ready to send that text message, I'm like, she just going to say I need to recruit. I just need to recruit. Why don't I text her?
Yes.
Okay. So what does your daily, weekly, monthly routine look like in order to plan your strategies to make sure your goals are met?
Well, it changes a lot. One of the things that people have to remember, they look at me today and they see Impressionista and they see, oh, you work from home, you do this full time. But, people have to remember that I had a start too. And when I started 6 years ago, I was an elementary school teacher. I had a full-time job. My boys were younger. They're bigger today. They weren't small then, but they were young boys. My husband actually worked a job where it was 50 miles to his job and, of course, 50 miles home. So that means he left early in the morning and we didn't see him till late at night and even on weekends. So it was literally just me. So when I first started, I had all of the same things that a lot of people say. I work, I have to cook, my children have sports and activities, all of those things. Listen, you preaching to the choir. And I made time for it. And so when I was working, I worked my first 2 years in the business, I was working. So I can say that I had 2 years experience with that. But I also like to tell people, but listen, think I put in a lot of work, because in those 2 years, when I left, I had ranked up to Maven. So that means that a huge team was built. A lot of work was being put into working my business on top of having a full-time job. Now, if you think about a teacher, that means also you got to consider our clock doesn't stop at 3:30 when the bell rings. That means PTA meetings, after school activities, parent teacher conferences, all of those things. So then my schedule looked like, basically I came home. I posted, I woke up early posting. Like, I was obsessed with paparazzi. I hear a lot of people say, well, I don't have time at work, I can't post at work. Okay, well, great. Well, can you post and do something before you get to work? Before you crank up your car and drive out your driveway? Soon as you pull up in the parking lot at work? Okay. After work, before you drive off, where's your post? Put some work in, and then when I got home, I'm cooking, I'm going to the sports. I soon learned that instead of me needing to sit in karate and watch Braden, I sat out in the car. For practice, I don't need to watch you. I'm going to watch you at your tournament. So I had sacrifice. We talk about that sacrifice. That was one of the things I sacrificed. And so I'm doing things in the car. I get home, I made sure homework was done, spent a little time. And one of the things that I made sure that I did was I dedicated all of anything else that I need to do afterwards. I did make sure I was in the bed by 12, because the teacher, I need to get up. But I gave myself to midnight. I always said that I have my 9 to 5. I had 2 9 to 5s. Yeah. Teaching was not my only job. It was not an option. Paparazzi was not an option early on in the business for me. I can honestly say the first month when I sold out of my starter kit, I was hooked. Like, I was hooked. I was like, oh man, I sold out of that in 2 days. Yeah. So I was hooked. You weren't going to catch me without jewelry ever again. So right then and there, I knew that I needed to put more into this. Again, I'm not thinking team. I'm thinking I just made $175 in 2 days. I need to do that again. Mm-hmm. How can I do that again? And then when I reached my 500 goal the first month, I'm thinking the next month, I want to make more than $500. How can I do that? So it's about what your goals are. The time that you put in and the self-drivenness that you have, that's what it depends on. And so giving myself to midnight every night, to work my business, to do what I need to do, to post, to reach out to team members or whatever. Now, once and then the weekends was just all work. I'm telling you, a lot of people don't think that you can get that hooked early on, or that you don't. But I always say some of the most successful people in this business are the ones who hit the ground running day one. Mm-hmm. Like day one, they were working like CEOs. It's not an option. This is your business. If your business fails, it's because of you. If McDonald's fails, or if a lady opens up a boutique down the street, if her business fails, you're going to think it failed because of her. What did she not do? Did she not drive enough customers to? What was her advertising? Oh, her clothes, her inventory sucked. Like, you're going to find every way, and you're going to say that is her fault that her business failed. Every time I go up there, she never opened. So it's the same way with your business. So once I started doing paparazzi full time, basically my schedule is just really what I'd like to do is I set goals for the week, things I'd like to accomplish for the week. Okay. And I don't necessarily, because I'm a person, you guys, I'm going to just be real. And I'm a person that's like all over the place. Like, I even was like that when I was teaching. I had my lesson plan here, but I taught what I felt like my students needed. This may be the lesson that I have down, but at the end of the day, I'm going to get that, a topic discussed and taught, but I may not stick to the plan that I have. But I do know by Friday, that needs to be taught and assessed, right? So that's kind of how I run my business. I say, okay, Ty, you want to sell 200 pieces of jewelry. You want to do this, you want to do that. If I'm not feeling all of that Monday, I'll do something else. I may come do some back office check back office, do phone calls. But I know that by Friday or by Saturday, I need to have my goals met. So that's how I kind of set up. I know first thing I do, I said when I wake up, I'm posting on the team page, I'm answering emails, I'm answering inboxes. Then I get up and I get my day started. But I always tell people, you don't want to necessarily say, what does your day look like? Your day is going to look like whatever your goals are.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
That's what your day is going to look like. So if you have goals written down with actionable action plans put behind it, that's what your day is going to look like. And it's up to you whether or not you're going to accomplish it or let the day or the week go by without doing it. Again, I can say at the end of the day, if you let that week go by and you let that day go by without accomplishing your goal, whose fault is that?
That's right.
That's yours.
That's right.
That's yours. So you just have to you just have to stick to it. You whatever it is you're focused on wanting to make happen, that will drive what your day and what your nights when you come home from work, that'll drive what your nights look like. You have to get it done, you guys. Like it's the biggest thing to remember is that we feel like our 9 to 5, we have to, right? Because if you don't, what? You're gonna get fired, you don't get paid, right? It's not an option. You should be looking at paparazzi the same way. You don't work your business, guess what? You'll get canceled. You won't make the money for the week. You won't reach your goal. It's the same thing. But you made it an option because guess what? My check at work is guaranteed. Well, paparazzi money is guaranteed too if you do the work, just like if you do the work at your job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Did you do anything totally out of the box to help you build and maintain your team? And I think you spoke about that with the last question of saying you basically worked paparazzi like it was an additional 9 to 5. But is there anything else that you would add to that?
I can say one thing, and I'm a kind of piggyback. Lanicia was on the call the other week when I brought my cousin on, who is in another direct sales company, and she has been in it over 25 years. She is a top person in the business, top leader, multimillionaire. And I mean, one of the questions we asked her is, what did you sacrifice to be where you are today? And her answer was with as much fierceness and seriousness in her voice. And she said, everything. Everything. I sacrificed everything. She left her job 18 months as a hairdresser, 18 months in of her business. And I can say that, like she even said, she said, when last time you seen me at a family reunion? I'm like, girl, I ain't seen you at a family reunion and I don't know how long. I mean, some things are important to people, but some people are driven by, she said, I'm driven by my goals and the money that I want to make. And I don't think she didn't mean that like driven by the money in a greedy way, but she was driven by what it is that she set out to do. And so I can say that some of the out of box things that I would say that I do is that I took no excuses for myself. Once you've heard, like some of you may have heard me say that my favorite saying is, once you see results, it becomes an addiction. That's why I say I was hooked when I sold out of my kit, and people were still asking me for jewelry, and I'm like, I don't have any. And they talked about me. Oh, they laughed at me. I was like, oh, okay. It's funny, huh? You won't see me without jewelry no more. So I was hooked. I was addicted. I'm the type of person, I like to beat my best. I like to beat my best. Like I said, when I had made that $500 the first month, the next month I'm like, let's see if I made $500, can I do 600? Can I do 700? So I'm always looking to beat me. See, and you know what else that means? That means Ty was like this right here. Focus. Blinders up. Worried about me. Worried about me. Not worrying about how anybody else is accomplishing their goals, not worrying about what time frame it took somebody else to accomplish their goals. I just knew that I wanted to accomplish my goals with a date set, and I stuck to it. And yes, so sacrificing that time, sacrificing, like how I adjusted with my children. I hear people say that all the time. How do you adjust that lifestyle with a husband and your children? And, one of the things I always say is you have to listen to your children, listen to your husband. Like I said, I made midnight my bedtime for another reason too. You know, I need to be in bed by midnight, cut everything off, go to bed, you know. So also with my son, you know, they like to watch movies. I made sure at least once or twice a week we're gonna sit down and watch whatever his favorite Disney show is. That's my time I'm putting in with. But I also let them know, they knew what our goal was and what mommy was trying to do. And the good thing about that is 6 years later, they're able to see the harvest of everything that we've done. They know that what we're able to do and where we are today is because of the work they saw me sacrifice and put in. So definitely sacrificing everything, sticking to it, and staying focused, not worrying about what anyone else says.
That's really good because a lot of people look at when you look at the business as a small business, or when you look at it as just your side hustle, which is how I looked at it when I came in, then you're willing to sacrifice your business for the other things. But you can't sacrifice your business for the other things and then say, well, my business isn't growing. It's not doing this. It's not doing that. It's because your sacrifice is pointed in the wrong direction. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
that's good.
Yep.
Um, if you could go back in time with the knowledge you have now, what would you change or require yourself to learn sooner?
Um, I would definitely require myself um to have learned how to be a better leader in the beginning. I can say that in the beginning, all the first 12 people who joined me the first 3 months in the business, the first 12, they all came to me. I didn't ask any of them because, like I said, I was not focused on being a leader, building a team. The first 12 people who joined me all came to me. And you know, I'm like, cool, come on, sign up, you know, sell your jewelry. You know, I'm doing my thing, you do your thing. Now, of course, you know, we chatted and we communicated with each other, but I did not know how to share with them just the things that I was doing or to check up on them. And I can also say today, now all 12 of those people have canceled. You know, um, could I take a small responsibility in it? A little bit, but at the same time, I kept going. They could have kept going too. But I would definitely just learn how to be a better leader, communicator with my team. I do feel like those of you who are on my front line, like yourself and some of the other girls who came in a little bit, just a little bit later than once I kind of started communicating, you guys picked up on that real fast. And I love the way you kind of lead your team. You know, you guys do a great job of it. I didn't start out that way. And so I had to learn along the way how to create the culture of my team, how to come up with different things and strategies to give to them along the way, how to bring people along the ride, you know. And so I would definitely do that if I could go back and change. Also, if I could go back and change some things, I would do better. I get it now, but like with life of the party, making sure I had enough jewelry. When I first started, my first month, like I said, I was hooked. My PB was like 500, but I was just kind of, you know how when you start something, you don't really have an idea what's going on. You just kind of going through with the flow, and that's what I was doing. So I wish that in the beginning I would have had as much of the training and just basic skills that we get so much of today and actually applied it. I did to me, which I think worked, but to me, I did what felt right. You know, it felt right to talk about it. It felt right to post. It felt right to book a party. So I wish that the things that you guys have available to you today, that I had that, and that I would have had a more grounded, I guess, start is what I feel like when it comes to a baseline of just putting out there how to lead my team and where to go from there. A lot of it was winged, and a lot of people don't believe that or may not think that, but it was winged. It really was.
Oh, girl, favor ain't fair, but it sure is fabulous.
It can be, can't it?
What lesson has contributed the most to your success?
Um, to be honest, I think what lessons have contributed the most to my success is not comparing myself to others. Um,
That's big.
that it's so much out there in the paparazzi world and paparazzi land. It's so much comparison. It's so much, you know, who's the first to do, like, it's just, don't compare yourself. It's nice to have any type, but don't feel like that route is your route. Um, I look at Miss Robin. When I first started paparazzi, she was a Maven A-lister, and she was the only Maven A-lister, and that was the highest rank anyone had at that time. And so I remember looking up to her, but not in a way like, man, how can I do that too? Like, it's just like, oh, that's goals. And I'll get to it when I get to it. And and I look at her today at the fact that now in 6 years later, that she's a jet setter. She's only ranked once. However, she has a huge team. She's still 7-figure earner.
Mhm.
She's still growing, and she's just the sweetest. She stays in her lane. What's for her is for her. And because of that, her team and her business is still being blessed no matter what
Mhm.
accolades she is or is not getting. She's staying in her lane. And so because of that, she's seeing growth, and she's seeing what she wants from her business. And so I feel like that has definitely, helped contributed to my success. I stay in my lane. I promise you I do.
All right.
I'm happy, and I'm genuinely excited to see other people succeed, grow, to see people go from, director, premiere. I want to see that. And I'm a amen, praise you, high five you, girl, good job. But at the end of the day, Ty got to turn around and be like, okay, let's get back to what you're doing. And it's not let's get back to what I'm doing so I can catch up with anybody else.
Right.
So stay in your lane, be genuine to your goals. At the end of the day, if we're sitting here worried about what everybody else is doing and how we can catch up with them, and your focus is not even on, you gotta go, but what you doing to get to it? You just
Mhm.
gonna keep watching what other people doing and be like, okay, how can I do that? You gotta stay in your lane, which means working your business, and which means being in the game.
Okay. I hope everybody heard that. Let every response, but especially that. Last question, and I think everybody needs to lean in on this one. What advice would you give to the struggling consultant?
um, Listen, okay, y'all gonna lean in, and it's gonna be a little tough love, okay? Like, y'all know I get tough love, but I love you and I mean it. If you are struggling, that is your decision to do so. You're struggling because you are not holding yourself to a high enough standard to be better than where you are. You are where you are because of you. Either you are allowing your fear to get in the way, you are allowing excuses to get in the way. Now, I will say, I have come across, there are some consultants that are genuinely struggling and doing everything. They're going live. I'm going live. I can honestly say, I'm not going to say I go live sometimes. I went live 2 weeks ago, or I sold my jewelry this way. I mean, there are some who are consistently going live, but there's a component that you're missing. If I go to your Facebook page, is that all I'm going to see? Is you going live? Where are you talking about the opportunity? You want your team to grow, but they're not going to grow just because you're selling jewelry. Where's your opportunity live video? Where are you talking about your lifestyle, showing me why I should join your team, honey? Where the money at? So there's a missing component somewhere for those who can honestly say, I am working my business. Okay, I'm going live. Okay, well, when was the last time you grew your audience? Do you have your follow tab on? Have you gone in some of these Facebook group and met new people? When was the last time you added 50 people to your Facebook friends list? Do you see what I'm saying? There's a missing component there. So you have to cover your tracks and your bases in every aspect. You say, well, I did the 50 and 5. I contacted, or went for 35 no's, and nobody still wants to join me. Well, let's go look at your Facebook page. Well, what do they want to join? All I see is go buy this, go buy this, go buy this, go buy this. They would want to buy jewelry from you. I see why they're your customers. But why would they join your team? You're mentioning nothing about the business part of it. Okay. So if you're struggling, it's because of you. There's something that you're missing. Some of us just aren't being honest with themselves, with yourselves. You're allowing yourself to say, well, well, honey, I'm tired. I worked a full day today. You know, Ty and Nisha, they can go on because they do paparazzi all day long. I work a full-time job. Okay, well, go ahead and kick your feet up and just continue to stay in the same place where you are, because people who are trying to move forward, they move forward.
That's right.
Those who want to move forward, move forward. And so it's a mindset thing. It really is. Like, you have to get out of your own mind. You have to get out of your own way. You have to stop allowing anybody else tell you got a pipe dream. You can't, you well, them people making money, but you can't make no money. It ain't gonna happen for you. Says who? Get rid of those people. You are capable of doing this, but you got to find what the missing component is that you are lacking somewhere when it comes to running your business. Dedication, consistency. Again, if I go to your Facebook page and the last time I see anything about paparazzi was 5 days ago, I don't care even if it was Sunday. Today, Tuesday. I see a McDonald's commercial every single day on TV, 17 times a day. So you have to put it out there and work your business like a real boss would. And if it fails, then it's on you.
Woo. Well, my pastor says if you can't say amen, say ouch. So yeah. Thank you for that truth. I mean, that's exactly what we all needed to hear, including myself. When I sit here and think about the things I say I'm struggling with, I'm like, oh, ouch. Ooh. So thank you so much for graciously agreeing to come. I mean, I don't think 2 seconds went by before you answered my message. So I appreciate you taking the time away from your family, your business, and the rest of Team Radiant Styles to be here with us, to answer us with love, tough love, but love nonetheless. Yeah. And I know that ultimately you want to see all of us succeed for ourselves, not for you, right, but for ourselves. You want us to experience everything you've experienced in this business and benefit from that initial investment that we put in to come into this business. So
absolutely. I love it so much. Day, paparazzi has everybody has the same opportunity. Whether Ty ranks again, if my rank pay drops, a rank or two, I'm still good. I'm good. Like, it's still, more than what I could have ever imagined from my life. You have this same opportunity. That's what I want people to see and understand. You have to do this. So me pushing for, if I don't hit another rank, we are good. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to cry about it. I want you guys, because at the end of the day, your success of growing and coming up to the top don't affect my paycheck. What I'm worried about it for? Why would I slow you down and hold anything back? Why would I not push you to be great? Mm-hmm. If paparazzi says as many consultants can be Impressionista as can make it, then we all coming for it. Mm-hmm. We all coming for it. And that's what you need to be pushing for. It is not a pipe dream. It is not if it happens. What my cousin say, because it's meant to be. What did she say? How did she say it? I wrote it down.
I wrote it down too. Because it has to be something like that.
I got it. I think I got it right here. Because it was good. And it's, we say, where did I put it? I don't even see it now. But it's meant to be. And so it has to be you that makes it. It's meant to be, and it has to be you. I talked to a group of girls, not the other day, I forgot what group it was, but I was asking them, like, guys, do you know that this can be passed on to your children and your children? Did you know that? Did you know that you can sign and will this business to your children? Like, you pass away, they pick it up where you are. If you're a premier director, they instantly become premier directors with your team. You are leaving a legacy. Why would you not do that? You can't do that with your 9 to 5. You can't build up money and build up residual income, free money that comes because you're building and leading a team and showing other people the way. So you have to do this and think bigger than what this is. It's not just you. It's not just how tired you are. Like Trent said, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren need to know that you're the one that showed them that there was another way to do this thing called life. You are the one that broke the generational chains of just poverty and poor mindset. If not poverty, poor mindset. And so you have to do better. You have to be the one that does it. It's bigger than you. You given the opportunity to now leave a legacy of people to come and to come to come.
Yep. Yeah, I think Valerie got the quote right. She said, because it's meant to be, it's up to me.
That's what it is. I was like, why is that just slipping my mind right now? Yes. Not if it's meant to be, but because it's meant to be, it's up to me. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much, cousin. I love you very much. I'm glad that you're my sponsor. It's an intimidating position, but it's worth it.
I don't know why.
That's the truth. It is very intimidating to have you as a sponsor because the people look at you like, what you doing? But it's all good because I'm focused on me.
Right. They don't see what I see. I tell you all the time, this team is blessed to have you because you're a great leader and you're consistent with what you do. And you care about just the same thing. You care about seeing their success. So, having a great leader and coming from a great lineage, you guys, is a blessing because trust me, I'm being where I am and how many years in, I've seen and hear some horror stories. And you guys are in a position to where you have people that you can talk to. You have leaders that are tangible and that you can talk to, with your upline. You want to start there and then go from there. But no, we're very great. We're very blessed for where we are.
We are.
And then paparazzi, period. I continue to say God has his hands on this business.
Absolutely.
He has his hands on this business. I'm seeing it. I see it year after year, and being able to talk to the founders, they're the right people in the right place to run this business.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for saying that, cuz I appreciate you. Team, I'm going to unmute y'all so y'all can celebrate Tyronica once again. Let her know how much we appreciate her coming in, taking the time to speak with us today. So let's all give her an additional round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was awesome.
Appreciate you a whole lot. More than you'll ever know.
Very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Love you all.
Love you back.
Great training, great words. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much, Ty.
I got the TV up. All right. This will conclude this evening's Team Tuesday. I will have this up on YouTube as quickly as possible. Thank you all for your time and attention. Please make sure that you share the YouTube link to your team pages so that the rest of the team can see it as well and hear all the things that our upline came. I mean, she dropped some nuggets on us tonight, and I think they're all very good reminders of things that we need to know and keep in mind as we move forward in our businesses. So I want everyone to have a wonderful night, and as always, continue to hustle hard.